What's up guys, my name is Natalie and welcome to a new video. I would say welcome to my Nook of Novels like I normally do, but my Nook of Novels is actually over there and I'm over here sitting in the corner with a mirror and a makeup bag because I am doing I forgot what it was called for a second. The makeup and books tag. I feel like it's not that complicated. Literally makeup and books. Also, I would like to mention that I'm pretty sure this tag is years and years old, but I thought it was fun, so I decided to do it anyway, even though it's really old. Who cares? It's fun, so we're gonna do it. I am not gonna do this in the order that you're supposed to do the tag because this is not the order that I normally do my makeup in, so I'm just gonna do it in the order that I do it. But before that, I'm going to go through all of the steps that I don't do in my makeup look and show you the books that I have for those prompts first, and then do my makeup. I hope that made sense. I feel like that sounded confusing, but what else is new? So the first prompt is for primer, and it is a book with a lasting impression. And for this prompt, I'm going with The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This is one of my favorite books of all time. I just love these characters, and whenever you ask me my favorite book, this is always one that comes to mind because it was just one of the first books that really broke my heart so much and shattered it into a million pieces. The love that these characters have for each other is just so strong, and they just really feel like real people, and I just really love it so much. So the next step that I do not do is foundation because I feel like I don't really need it. My skin is normally really clear, and I do have a little bit of acne right now, but it's not even really that bad, and I don't know, foundation is just so much work. I just feel very uncomfortable when I have stuff covering my whole face. If I just do my eyes and my lips like I normally do, then I don't even really feel like I have that much on. I don't know, I just don't like it. And like I said, I don't feel like I really need it, so I just don't do foundation. But the prompt for it is your favorite first book in a series. So for this one, I'm going with Eyeshadow Bright and Burning by Jessica Cluess because this is, in fact, my favorite book. It's kind of just a stereotypical YA fantasy. You have this girl who, she has fire abilities and she is afraid that she's going to be burned for being a witch, but this group of sorcerers comes and swoops her up and is like, you're actually a sorcerer and you're gonna come help us fight demons. And that's what she does, and it's just such a fun time. They're just sorcerer people doing sorcerer things, fighting the demon people doing demon things, and it's just a fun time full of fun characters. Yeah, there's definitely some plot twists that blew my mind, and I love the writing, and it kind of has this dark, eerie kind of atmosphere to it as well, and I really enjoy that too. So all of the things that I really enjoy in a YA fantasy. Next up is Concealer, a character you wish you could get rid of. And this is a kind of complicated answer because I definitely have a love-hate relationship with this character, and it is the main character of the Crank series by Ellen Hopkins. This is the second book, Glass, but the main character, Bree / Christina. At first, right, I was like, you're kind of making some bad choices and doing some bad stuff. You should probably not do that. Don't do drugs, kids. But it kind of just kept spiraling and getting worse and worse and worse and worse and even worse. So, yikes. By the end of the first book, I was like, girl, you need some help. And then she just keeps going at it. This girl cannot be stopped. She just keeps doing bad stuff and for no reason. And it's like, are you dumb? You're literally ruining your life and the life of the people around you. So she needs to be stopped. She needs to be gotten rid of, like the prompt says. So, yeah. The next makeup thing that I do not do is blush, and the prompt for this one is a cringy romance. And for this one, I'm going with The Dragon's Price by Bethany Wiggins. This was such an insta-lovey story. Straight from the beginning, there is all kinds of miscommunication and stuff, first of all, which is extremely annoying. But this is honestly one of the cringiest books I've ever read, and part of me despises this with every ounce of my being. And the other part is like, this was so fun to read because I was literally just making fun of it the entire time. This princess decides that she's going to be fed to a dragon instead of marrying this dude. And this other guy is like, you know what? I'm going to hop in this dragon cave with you just because I can. And she's like, aw, thanks. These people don't know each other. But he's like, I'm gonna come sacrifice myself to a dragon with you. It just gets going real quick. And then they're basically in love after 2 days. And then they get married, but it's kind of like a fake wedding thing. And she's like, what if we actually got married? And it's like, you've known him for 2 days, less than 48 hours. What are you doing with your life? So that was this one. The final step that I do not do in my makeup is highlighter. And so this one is a book that brightened your day. And I'm going with Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson for this prompt because this book just makes me so happy. Not furiously happy, just straight up happy, because she talks about depression and anxiety, but it's kind of a super inspirational way, but it's so funny because she's just talking about her experiences, but just her writing style, I guess, just makes it so hilarious because everything is just so random, and my sense of humor is definitely random. So it's a fun time, and just every single page of this made me cackle. I was falling over laughing at some of these parts because it was hilarious. And I distinctly remember this one time that I was reading it and just could not stop laughing, and my mom was like, "What are you laughing about?" And I was like, "It's just this book, it's about depression and stuff." And she was like, "Natalie, depression is not funny." And I was like, "No, listen to this." And I read her a part of it and she was on the floor laughing. Like, it's literally just so funny, but also inspirational and covers important topics. Okay, so the first step of makeup that I normally would do is eyeliner. So the prompt for that one is a dark and mysterious book, and for this one, I could not pick anything other than The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. The atmosphere of this book is amazing. It's stunning. The way that she writes, it's so immersive, I feel like. And just as soon as I started reading this, I was so like spooked, and I was like, "Oh, what's going on?" Like, I wanted to know more about the circus because it's so mysterious and so atmospheric, and I just really, really love it. I specifically remember reading this one part of the book where this kid was gonna go sneak into the circus, and he read the sign, and it was like, "No trespassing. All violators will be something." I don't remember what the word was, but I remember reading the word and being like, "I don't know what that means. I'm gonna look it up." And it meant like draining people of blood. And I saw that definition on Google and I audibly gasped. I was like, "What the heck?" This book kind of made me realize that I really love dark things to read. I just love when books make me physically react to them. So the next step that I do in my makeup is the eyeshadow, and the prompt for that one is a book with your favorite color on the cover. So the book I chose for this prompt is Deep Blue by Jennifer Donnelly. This used to be my favorite book before I read A Shadow Bright and Burning. I really love this series. It's about mermaids, and that's honestly all I really remember about it because I read it a really long time ago, but I remember it being super action-packed and super fun. I really love the characters, but this was really the first super plot-driven story that I read that I was just so invested in what was going to happen next, and I just really, really loved it. And obviously it has a lot of pretty blue on the cover, and I love every shade of blue because blue is fantastic, and it even has the word blue in the title, so it is perfect. So the eyeshadow palettes that I normally use are this Anastasia palette, I don't know how you say it, and then this Cinderella by Novo is the other one that I use a lot, and I'm actually going to use this one. It's so sparkly and pretty, I love it. So if I'm using this palette, normally I'll just go kind of a goldy color and a little bit red on the outside, but with this one, what I do is if I'm being really extra, there's a couple of colors in here that are literally just straight up sparkles. That's all that they are. They're not even really the consistency of eyeshadow. It's literally just sparkles that you're putting on your eyes, and I'll put it around the outside going into the corner. But what I'm doing instead is just kind of like a calmer look. I'll usually go in with kind of an average color just over my eye, and then I'll do a sparkly one kind of over top of that, and then I'll do another one on the outside. It's super hard to tell with this lighting if it actually looks good or not, but I'll just hope so. Again, this lighting is super sketchy right here, so it's very difficult to tell if this actually looks good or not. there's the eyeshadow. And sometimes if I'm being really extra, I will go underneath with a darker color. So I always use the brush from the Anastasia palette, Anastasia, however you say it. And I'll just go in with like darker colors right underneath my eye all the way up and like past my eyeliner right there. But what I'm just going to do for now is I literally always use this color because I love it so much. It's the Cyborg color. And I just always put it on the very inside corner with this tiny little brush. So that is my eyeshadow. The next thing that I do is my eyebrows, and I always forget to do this step for some reason. It honestly doesn't really even make that much of a difference. It just makes me feel better knowing that I did them. I really want to get some brow gel because I feel like that works a lot better, but just what I do instead is I take my face moisturizer and I just put like a teeny tiny little bit on my finger and I run it through my eyebrows. And it works kind of like brow gel does, so it works. Improvising. And I usually just try to make it like as aggressive as an arc as I can. I'm pretty sure this got super bent from being in my makeup bag. I don't think it's supposed to actually been that way, but it's okay. Hi guys, it's me from the future realizing that I forgot to mention one of the books for one of the prompts. So for eyebrows, the prompt was a book that you think everyone should read, and for this one I picked Pay It Forward by Catherine Ryan Hyde because this is just such a wholesome story, and it follows this kid who their teacher gives them an assignment that they are supposed to come up with a plan that could potentially change the world. And they're so overwhelmed by it at first. And they're like, how on earth am I supposed to change the world? Like, that's such a dumb assignment. How could he assign us something so impossible? And the teacher's like, no, the assignment isn't to change the world. It's to try. And they're super skeptical about it. But then they get super into it. Their idea for the assignment is that they are just going to do 3 acts of kindness. He's going to say, no, don't pay it back to me, pay it forward, and do something nice for another person and cause this ripple effect and basically change the world by just making everybody do nice things for each other because somebody else did something nice for them. It is just such a wholesome story. Like I said, this kid just doesn't give up. He's so determined to make a difference in a bunch of people's lives. The characters in this are just so fun and you just become so connected to them, and it's just such a cute and wholesome story, like I said, and I just really think that everybody should read this because it's just so heartwarming. And the last thing that I normally do is my lipstick. So what I do is I don't like to just put straight up lipstick on my lips. I like to put something underneath that first. So what I do is I have this lip sleeping mask is what it's called. It's Laneige or however you say that. I just use it as chapstick. I put it on in the mornings before I leave my house. It works really well as chapstick, and it also kind of looks like lip gloss, and I really like how that looks, but I do put lipstick over that sometimes, but sometimes I just leave it how it is. But it has this fancy little thing that you put it on with. But before I actually put my lipstick on, I should answer the question for lipstick, which is your favorite book kiss. Now, it's kind of hard for me to think of a specific kiss scene from a book, but one of my favorite romances I will mention is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by B.E. Schwab. I love this book so much. The fact that the character is just trying to find love, but she literally can't because nobody remembers her, and she's just so lonely, even though she has people around her all the time, but just none of them know who she is. When the romance happens, it's so cute, and I love it. Now, I have a couple different lipstick colors, but really the main one that I use very often is this Stila color, and it is patina. You can't see that, but it looks like this, and I love it. Normally, I like to overline my lips a lot, but I feel like I didn't do it a ton just now, but it works how it is. Oh, I completely forgot about mascara. That's a thing that I do all the time, is I'll just do my makeup and be like, I'm done. I'm forgetting something, but I think I'm done, but it's always the mascara. So the prompt for mascara is a long book, and for this one, I am going with Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This isn't super long. It's 550, 30, something like that-ish pages, and it's so, so good. I love her writing style. It is so, so, so freaking pretty. And the way that she tells the story is just so mysterious, and she just kind of reveals things little bits and pieces at a time, and the entire time you're wondering where the entire story is going, basically. You know very little to nothing about anything that's going on, but you just know that the main character is just so passionate. I just really, really love it. The mascara that I use is by Urban Decay, and it is called Perversion. I love Urban Decay mascara so much. That is all of the makeup steps that I normally do. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then please hit the like button and subscribe if you would like to, and hit the notification bell if you would like to see the other videos that I post on Mondays. Comment down below what your favorite makeup product is. My Bookstagram and Goodreads will be linked in the description if you would like to check out either of those. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!